listening to the Otasso Outdoors Podcast.
Do, 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 do.
Do, 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 do.
I preemptively started that without getting my mic set.
Kind of sounded like a turkey.
I was just going to say this.
Yeah, it had a little bit of that, like, cut and purr.
Howdy, guys. Whoa. Welcome back to...
Let's go.
Dang. What else do those mouths do?
You don't want to know, buddy.
What is up, guys?
You couldn't
Welcome
handle it.
back to the Otasso Outdoors Podcast. I'm Caleb. I'm your host, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Reed Robinson
Howdy.
and Hunter Grishke.
Hey,
If you are tuning in for the first time, you're likely to hear one of three segments. Segment number one is What You Got, Buddy? That's where we bring different headlines and articles, and we discuss them at length. They can be pretty short or pretty long. Segment number two.
Segment number 2 is our Spotlight series, where we search our network in the outdoors industry, and we find the people that are making big moves in Michigan and the Midwest. We bring them down into the bunker, and we bring you guys along for the conversation. Segment number 3.
segment number 3 is our head-to-head game show series where we have a quizmaster, ask each other questions, battle it out, and see who knows more at the end.
You're really getting that one down.
Yeah.
You guys clicked on it. You know what it is. Today, we've got What You Got, Buddy? So without further ado, who's leading us off today?
I'll do it.
Reed,
Good man.
What You Got, Buddy?
This one's actually a little old. I don't know how I have not found this one yet. But this is from Field and Stream. It says, men indicted for poaching bald and golden eagles in a killing spree. So 2 men face up to 36 years in prison after poaching and trafficking operating. The operation was busted by officials. 2 men in Montana were indicted earlier this month for poaching bald eagles and golden eagles. The indictment recently published in the Daily Montanian. Montanian?
Tanian.
Montanian?
Montanian.
No, it's Montanan. Montanan. I feel like that's wrong. Montana, fix that.
I'm a Montanian.
Montanian.
Montanan?
I feel like Michigander sucks. Ever think about that? Or like Floridian sounds right, but yeah, I'm a Michigan.
A Michigan.
What's
No.
your alternative?
Michigite.
I think that's worse.
Yeah, that's
I think that's worse.
All right. It was filed on December 7th against Simon Paul and Travis John Branson. Both men were accused of participating in a illegal game operation that trafficking eagles' carcasses and body parts on the black market. From January 2019 until March 2021, Simon Paul lived near the Roman Flathead blah, blah, blah reservation. He was the shooter and shipper of bald and golden eagles for Travis John Branson. The indictment reads, when Branson arrived on the Flathead Indian Reservation, Paul would meet him and help him kill, transport, and ship bald and golden eagles for the future sale on the black market. The indictment details of the sale of 13 birds or body parts of both bald eagles and golden eagles in the state. It states that the pair killed 3,600 birds in total. If convicted, their crimes, the men will be in violation of the Federal Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act. There's 13 counts of illegally trafficking the eagles, 1 violation of the Licensing Act. If convicted, they face up to 35 years in federal prison, tens of thousands of dollars in fines.
Holy smokes.
That's sad, man.
30,
That's really sad.
3,600 birds.
I just want to know what kind of market there is out there for stuff like that.
Well, that's what I really wanted to figure out
Yeah.
was like how much money are they making per bird?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, but who's buying that?
I have no idea. Probably
Like-
the Chinese thinking it's an aphrodisiac.
Something like that.
So you're not thinking it's from a taxidermy standpoint?
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think
Because
so.
how are you gonna in the States? How are you gonna taxidermy anything like that?
You'd have to do
It
yourself.
wouldn't be. That's where I'm wondering if people
Oh.
buy it from the black market and it's somebody in like Dubai and the Emirates or whatever, and they've got a bald eagle taxidermied in their house. Just as it's sick, but you couldn't do it in the States.
No.
No.
I remember one time we had a garage sale up at our cabin, and this dude showed up and like from his rear view mirror in his truck, there was this eagle claw like hanging, and it was just the foot like from the elbow down, and then this talon that was like freeze dried or like perfectly taxidermied, and he had to carry around. He was like, I can't remember what percentage native, but he was enough percentage native that he could legally own that because he belonged to the tribe, and he had to carry around a certificate saying like, "Yep, that's mine. It's registered to me." And it was a full on, like, it just hung from his truck rearview mirror.
That's crazy.
Gnarly.
It was super cool. But he's like, yeah, like, you white boys couldn't own this. Like,
Yeah. Super regulated.
Instead of us spending our taxpayer dollars, I think we really, with situations like that, they should just be shipped to North Korea.
I mean,
We just put them in an
Yeah.
airplane, fly them over, and just drive.
parachute them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what they're making per bird. That they didn't specify that because I don't think they want people to know the value of eagles because I don't think they want to incentivize it in any way, shape, or form.
That just, it has to be high.
Yeah, but it's even stuff like you can't pick up a bald eagle feather. Like if you find one, you just don't
Leave
touch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how are you supposed to know?
Right.
If I find a random feather on the ground, well, I guess if it's an eagle feather, there are some indicators. But like to Joe Blow that doesn't know birds.
No, everything looks like a crow or a turkey feather.
Right. Yeah, and like turkey feathers are pretty obvious, but any big who's to know the difference between a bald eagle feather and a Canada goose feather? I don't.
Yeah. One sucks and one doesn't.
Yeah, one is America and one is Canada. But either way, okay, so that stuff aside, blatant 3,600 birds, like 3,600 eagles they killed and shipped them off.
Yeah, that's gross.
That's an
Dude, you gotta be
amazing
in
amount of birds.
You got to be in a dark spot.
Yeah, you got to be real messed up to just be like, yeah, I'm okay with
Because
waxing. these
what I'm
eagles.
amazed by is nobody caught them up front.
Yeah.
Like, how do
Yeah.
you kill 3,600 eagles and not have one eyewitness?
I have no idea. What I do know is it talked about it being on the reservation. Now, without making too many assumptions here, what doesn't make sense to me is like if that's being done on a reservation, it's like that's pretty deep within native culture to respect eagles.
Mhm.
So what's up with the mix up there where they just think that they can go out and blast them out of the sky and ship them off? It's like that doesn't go unless it's some white dude running around on a res, like some just white trash scuzzy dude.
Does it say if they have any like tribal ties or anything?
No, it doesn't. And, you know, either that was like intentionally omitted because they didn't want to make it a racial thing, which is like,
Racial,
okay,
yeah.
that's how news probably should be. I don't care about what, well, I guess I do care about what color they are because I'm sitting here bringing it up.
In this case, it would make some type of impact if they were, because then it would be like going against their culture.
Correct. Because if you were to tell me like, hey, one of these guys shoots eagles for fun, and on the right you got, you know, somebody that is of native descent,
Yep.
or just some like hill critter with a scuzzy beard and like a pack of Pall Malls, I'm gonna be like scuzzy hill critter with Pall Malls.
But 3,600? Like, I get if it's like, hey, you shoot one or two. I still don't get it, but I get why somebody would be whacked out enough to do it. But 3,600?
That's a lot. You got to think like population density. Like there's not too many eagles flying around. I mean, to kill that
What's
many.
wild though is we see them all over the place here
Jeez.
now. We never used to.
Well, that'd be like, so let's see. That'd be like shooting almost 5 eagles per day for 2 years. Bald eagles and golden eagles both. Because I think they said it was over a span of, I think it was over a span of 3 years. So you're shooting like
Golly.
a couple per day. That's wild.
That's
my head's spinning on what do you do with them?
Obviously sell them on the black market, but like,
Yes, but you're selling them on the black market for what? That's where my head's hung up at. Like, what do you use eagles for? Oh,
aphrodisiac, man. The eagle powers.
to help them get it up.
You
Get pumped.
The crushed
Pumped.
eagle beak.
dude, you sniff that freedom.
Is that it? Just the beak?
Just the beak. Is that all you want? I can get you more.
The pecker for your pecker?
One peck up or one peck out.
Babe, just have these encapsulated eagles. Come here. We're going to try something new.
I wonder how they taste.
Bald eagles?
Yeah.
You sick mother effer.
We're on the subject, you know? Like, I wonder if they're selling their meat, you know? They're like,
I bet you the breast is really...
Homeland Security.
Yeah, okay. I'm the poacher sympathizer, and you're like, I wonder what bald eagles
Well,
taste
I'm-
like.
Yeah,
I'm
who's
just saying.
wait, Riz, this is Hunter
At least I'm a-
justifies
at
this
least
way.
I'm
no,
a
not at all.
patriot.
You couldn't pay me to kill one.
I bet you their breasts are real tender.
I mean, they probably,
Because like it's not like they're flapping hard like a Canada goose.
no. And
They're
they
just
eat
up
pretty
there
well.
soaring. Yeah, I guess if they're eating a lot of fish.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they-
guess we'll never know because we would never eat one, obviously, you know?
Boy, howdy.
Woofda.
I bet you they taste like
Probably like chicken.
freedom,
Or like
That is
America.
true. Yep. Freedom.
Yeah.
patriotism.
Yeah.
Probably tastes like. I'm not gonna say that.
Anyway,
All right.
who's up next?
I bet you Donald Trump would buy that aphrodisiac.
One peck up, one peck up.
I got these bald eagle pills.
Make me huge.
I'm rock hard. Let's do this.
Oh my god.
Make me huge.
Good grief. You guys are going to
I
hell.
bought him from Putin.
You're
He's my best friend.
going to hell. All right. Headline reads more details.
Wait, Caleb, what you got, buddy?
More details on the wolf shot in southern Michigan, the first sighting in a century.
Century.
In a century. Now, the caveat for those of you who haven't seen these multiple headlines that have been going around, long story short, there was a man who was hunting coyotes in Calhoun County, which is kind of down by Battle Creek. For those of you who aren't from Michigan, it's like way down here where there are not wolves. But he was coyote
Not
hunting
anymore.
with thermals, and he shot what he thought was a coyote, comes up to it, and lo and behold, it was a gray wolf. So, this is more information on that. Marshall, Michigan, well, in Calhoun County, Marshall, Michigan. An animal a Michigan hunter thought was a big coyote when he shot it in January has been determined to be a gray wolf, the first time the species has been found in southern Michigan in more than a century. The hunter shot the wolf in Calhoun County in the southern reaches of Michigan's Lower Peninsula while taking part of illegal coyote hunting while accompanied by a guide. The Michigan Department of Natural Resources, accompanied by, can you imagine the repercussions on that guide?
Yeah, okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
just some guy that made a mistake.
Me
but,
too.
Uh-oh.
Okay. The man said he encountered what was initially believed to be a large coyote, but it weighed 84 pounds, which is significantly more than the 25 to 40 pound that eastern coyotes typically weigh, the DNR said.
I believe it's pronounced coyote.
That's a big dog. A series of genetic tests on the harvested animal confirmed that it was a gray wolf. Why do you gotta...
Why did they have to test it?
I think it's a wolf. Were they trying to figure out if it wasn't a husky? Is this somebody's pet?
Balto?
A series of genetic tests on the harvested animal confirmed that it was a gray wolf, a species not sighted in that part of Michigan since likely the extirpation of wolves from the state in the early part of the 20th century. Gray wolves are currently confined almost exclusively to the Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
It's pretty hard almost.
The few instances wolves being present in the state's Lower Peninsula in the past 2 decades have been in the Lower Peninsula's northern areas, so like right around the bridge for the most part. This is an unusual case, and the DNR is actively delving into the matter to learn more about the particular animal's origin. Brian Rowell is a DNR wildlife biologist who's large carnivore specialist. He said in a news release, while rare instances of wolves traversing vast distances have been documented, including signs of wolves in recent decades in Michigan's Lower Peninsula. He said that the DNR learned about the animal from social media posts in January, touting it as a world record coyote.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
Can you imagine being that level of dumb
He shot him a wolf and then he shot himself in the foot.
instead of just getting it mounted?
Plush mounted.
Right.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The agency obtained samples from the animal from a taxidermist soon afterwards. So he took it to a taxidermist.
Do they have pictures of this dog?
Not that I could
That's
find.
surprising.
Rowell said the DNR received genetic testing results from 2 laboratories in late March confirming that it was a gray wolf, and the agency seized the carcass from the taxidermist shortly thereafter. We seized all parts of the animal, and I was told it would be in our diagnostics laboratory today, which was last week. Gray wolves are a protected species under the Endangered Species Act, and they can be killed only if they are direct and immediate threat to human life. Rowell said the question of how the wolf ended up in southern Michigan remains under investigation by the DNR. He said that he harbors some doubt that it ended up there naturally, noting that the area of Michigan where the animal was shot does not have habitat suitable for sustaining gray wolves. If the animal indeed did get naturally to Calhoun County, it's likely it's just drifting, looking for others of its own kind. Tell you what, if I was a wolf and I knew there were 2 million doe running around down here, I'd come down here too.
Frenzy. That's it.
Yeah, that's the dog. You're an idiot.
Is that the world record coyote?
In what world would you just say that's a coyote?
In the world where I can't say that one either.
Like that's just not. Like you would just
Show me.
take a gander at that.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, dude.
Get out.
Like, give me a break.
Give me a freaking break.
Dude,
Okay.
I'd walk up on that and go crap. I just go get a shovel. I wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, put your phones away. We're
just-
buried.
Guys, this thing is like the size of a full-size husky.
It's giant.
No, dude, that's massive.
Yeah,
That's bigger than a husky.
That's like 3 coyotes. That's insane.
He's standing up holding it, and it is, I mean, unless he's a short guy, but the wolf, it's clearly a wolf. Anybody who understands, and he was with a guide. I want to know how that went down.
Here's a side picture of it, because like, there's no way the guide looked at that and went like,
No.
that's an idiot guide.
Even the coat on it is different. Like
The coat, the tail,
thicker.
it's everything. That is wolf all day. You don't need forensics on that.
that thing is huge.
We're
man.
dealing with some real low IQ people. If they went to the extent of saying I shot a world record coyote and then took it to the taxidermist, or do you think he knew when they were trying to BS their way through it?
Probably spends his free time in Montana shooting
Maybe.
bald eagles.
Potentially.
There is no way.
Could be linked.
That is first of all, that is such a big dog. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, here's what I can't figure out. Like, did the article talk about if anybody's going to be charged with anything? Because
Is this accidental?
yeah, did they just?
I think it was accident. I think they deemed it accidental.
I mean, how else would you?
Well, I'm 90% sure they were using thermals.
Right. So there's no way to ID.
Yeah, you
Right. It's a heat spot that looks like a dog and it's big out in the wild.
Now, there's no context for like how far, and that's the hard part with thermals is like you can't see how far things are away.
No.
Your depth perception goes.
It could
away.
be at 300 yards with a 450 Bushmaster, and you have no clue that it's as big as it is.
right.
Yeah.
So at that distance or at any distance, like with thermals, you're not going to know what you're shooting at. You just see dog running in, and you're pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
And that's how you dog hunt.
Well, anybody who's been coyote hunting knows that. Boom, 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 boom. As soon as you see him come to that field edge,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say it, but I might be siding with the guy as an accident.
guys, on today's episode of Hunter Justifies,
Dun,
no,
dun,
I genuinely don't think it was intentional.
No, and
Because of the fact that fact that there was a guide there with him is what kind of discounts it for me.
Yeah.
and where I would differ from this guy is like, okay, it is not his fault that he shot this dog because there's no way of telling. Where I would differ from it is I would not take a picture and I would bury it because who knows what's going to happen? Like he's still probably like, not sleeping good at night because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
The DNR could spin around and say like, no,
We're going to charge you.
yeah, we're going to charge you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's a pretty big deal. That's a federal deal.
Oh, 100%.
Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the federal court could come in on that as well. So does Michigan protect him? Does accident protect him? Is it just...
I don't know.
Where he was a real dummy was going to the taxidermist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. Where he was like, yeah, thinking that he shot a world record coyote or a national record.
You think it was mangy enough to where maybe it was just,
Oh, look at the picture.
It didn't
man.
look mangy.
It
It
looks
looked pretty
super
healthy. Yeah. It was well fed.
That'd be like shooting a high fence deer that got out and saying like, "Yeah, I shot a world record buck."
Yeah.
It's like, no,
there's a lot of dumbasses in the world.
that's one of them.
Him and Mr. Bald Eagle Killer.
Mr. Bald Eagle Killer is a special kind of idiot.
Yeah, that dude can stay in prison.
All right. That was a good one. Next up,
Alrighty.
Hunter Grishke. What you got, buddy?
All right. So I am also diving into the topic of dogs.
Oh, the puppy dogs.
Michigan shortens coyote hunting season, irking some hunters.
I saw this.
I did hear about this one and made me laugh.
Michigan regulators have shortened coyote hunting season from year-round to 9 months. The change is meant to avoid orphaning newborn pups in the spring. The issue has divided the hunting community, with some advocating for the change while others say it's not justified. State wildlife regulators have shortened Michigan's public coyote hunting season by 3 months, a move designed to prevent hunters from orphaning pups. Starting this year, hunters are not allowed to target the animals between mid-April and mid-July. As the State Natural Resource Commission voted 4-2 on Thursday to make the change, Tom Bard said creating a quiet period during pup season aligns Michigan's regulations with the North American model of wildlife conservation. Let's see here. He says that I would say that shooting pregnant coyotes or taking pups out of their den is not a fair chase. The change is expected to have little impact on the number of coyotes Michigan hunters are able to kill each year. But it irks some hunting advocates, including the Michigan United Conservation Clubs. Gosh, a conversation. I can't get that word today.
Because that's what we're having here.
We're having some conversations about conservation.
We're
Unbelievable.
We're conversationists and conservationists.
Whose leaders argue the state hasn't scientifically justified the decision to scale back hunting opportunities. Yeah, I'm not going to go into much more. There's a lot.
You know what? The one caveat that's not in that article,
What's that?
This is the best part.
it's only for public land.
Really?
So long, and I did a bunch of digging into this one, and this is what's so asinine about it. So this conversation was started by multiple PETA groups.
Okay.
So PETA approached the Natural Resources Commission, the NRC, and they petitioned to have, their petition was to during pup season to stop coyote hunting because it was inhumane. And this pretty much was I think this was the NRC saying, okay, buddy, we'll do this for you. Because anybody and everybody who knows anything about coyote hunting knows that there's about 0.5% of the people who hunt coyotes are on public land.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So it doesn't change anything unless I'm wrong, unless all my research was messed up. But if you know more about this, let us know. But for those of you private boys, it does not apply to you.
Every Yodi hunter I know is hunting private land.
Yeah. Almost 100%.
Every.
Yeah.
And like, here's what I don't understand.
You're right.
Yeah.
Let me add this in real quick.
There you go.
Hunters are still able to kill nuisance coyotes year-round on private land without a permit.
Isn't it
That's
great?
all you need to know.
Just a couple like pink and blue haired people came into the NRC and they're like, we need to stop killing the coyotes during the nursing season. They say,
who's gonna chase the road runners?
like, okay, we'll do it for you on public land.
They're like, yay, big win.
Yay!
There's thousands of acres.
Hundreds
Screw
of-
off.
Hey, Reed,
What?
what is your guess at the percentage of people who hunt on private land for coyotes?
For coyotes?
Yep.
0.03.
It'd be the opposite.
You're saying 99.7?
99.7 hunt on private land.
Okay, what is your guess?
I'd say probably 97%.
0.3.
We are way off.
What?
65%.
No.
Hunt on public land?
Private.
Oh. But
That No.
Still four.
How do you track?
35.
Okay.
Leaving 35%.
Okay,
public.
so here's the thing though. How do you even track that? Because because it's a small game, you're not buying a coyote license. So when you're doing that, there's no way for them to track. I think there's no way.
I think
those
it's
numbers-
BS.
We
those
are
number-
right. Dang it.
Yeah. We should be right.
We absolutely are, Hunter. Those numbers are stupid.
Well, I think they're inaccurate because there's no logistical way to track it,
I know.
right?
I don't know.
I've never
'Cause-
heard of a guy going, "Oh, I'm going to go hunt public for some yotes."
There's no harvest reporting, right?
No.
Like so there's no harvest reporting, there's no tags because everything is all under your small game license.
game.
So there is no way to track on stats like that. It's impossible. How many people do you know that just go out and whack 5 or 6 yotes in a night and then don't even report it?
Is there a way to report it?
No.
Right.
There's not. Unless they're going off of just social media pictures, which is there's no way to track that. So I think that number's skewed.
Little BS.
If you know somebody who is an avid public land coyote hunter, please.
Send them our way. We'd love
Now,
to.
okay,
Yeah.
I think there probably is a small percentage caveat towards the guys who are saddle hunting, tree stand hunting during deer season, and a coyote walks in front of them and they smoke it.
That's the only.
I think that's the only.
Do you keep an arrow just for yotes?
100%.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And I
Yeah.
use it almost every single year.
Do you really?
Yep.
So that's.
You keep a yote arrow? Or do you
I don't
just...
see yotes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, we need to tan or taxidermy the next one.
Yeah, I keep one arrow in my quiver just to wax yotes.
Yep.
It's like, I think what is it? 4 deer broadheads or maybe 3 deer broadheads, because if I can't get it done in 3, I just ought to hang it up. A yote one and then a judo point for smoking squirrels.
I don't know where those numbers came from, but they're BS.
Well, I
I
just
think
told
they're
you.
BS
1,
too.
2, 3, 4.
Oh no! Nice.
Those are BS.
I'm pretty sure I know what my
You don't know what
setup
you're
is.
talking about.
Dude. Okay, so here's what I don't understand about this. Processing, thinking. Here's what I don't understand. They say it should make almost no difference in how many coyotes that we can get in a year, right?
Yes.
So why are we changing it?
Right. Like, well, it shouldn't really make a difference on how many you can get. So it's like, well, it has what? 0 impact. Correct.
Yeah. It's literally a PR. It is a PR
Yeah.
stunt. That is it.
More people hate coyotes than enjoy coyotes. So it's just like
It's an appearance thing. It's keeping the masses happy.
I've
It's
never had a
it's the
negative
furries.
interaction. It's
Yeah.
the furries. I've never had a negative interaction with a coyote. Every time I see them, I'm like, kill it. Just bring and kill it.
yeah, they kill a lot of stuff.
Yes. Okay.
That we hunt.
Second point. Who cares about fair game for something like this? Like raccoons in your barn. Fair chase, fair game. Screw that, dude. Blow up the barn. Kill them all. Like,
Maybe not the barn.
Yeah.
have you ever seen
Blow up the barn.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy that has the totes of tannerite that he blows up an entire barn with?
No.
That's
He has
pretty
like
cool,
the
though.
55-gallon totes, or like the 50-gallon totes, 110 pounds of tannerite, blows up an entire
There
barn.
must have been a lot of raccoons.
Yeah.
Was it Whistling Diesel?
No, it was like way before Whistling Diesel. The guy, like, this is YouTube, like when YouTube was cool.
OG
he-
YouTube.
He comes like walking out in front of the camera and you can see the barn in the background, and he has on a, I think it's a President Nixon mask, kind of like Point Break. And he's talking about the barn, like what's in it, and like shows you the whole setup, and then it's great.
Jeez.
It's not about fair chase though for coyotes. There's my tangent back. It like just kill them all. If I can kill one mom coyote that's pregnant, good, because I just took out her and the 5 pups that are in her,
Or more.
or more.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. What like PETA doesn't understand, or this advocate group doesn't understand, is like coyotes are a vacuum. When you kill one, they're a hydra. They will just replace however many they need. It's like it doesn't matter how many you kill. If they lose 5 in a pack, they'll reproduce to make up for that gap.
Yeah.
But if their like numbers are fine, they won't reproduce nearly as much.
Makes sense why there's no deer in the UP anymore.
Wolves,
Wolves do it too.
do they really?
Woofers. Yep.
Big puppers.
Anyway, killer topics, boys. Guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of What You Got, Buddy. As always, the show grows organically, so please make sure if you learned something educational or you thought it was a good time, share the show with somebody. Just shoot it over to a friend, family. I actually met somebody I was on an airplane last week, and I was sitting next to him and we got chit-chatting for a while, and we have a new subscriber.
Hey-o.
Just
Nice.
because she liked my Buckman shirt. She
Very
said, the one that
nice.
Reed's rocking right now.
Very nice.
So
The bow.
her husband was super jealous because I sat next to her at the plane and we got to watch hunting public videos together, and he was a couple rows back. He was really bummed out. And he's like, man, I wanted to sit next to him. I said, yeah, you did. So shout out to you guys, whoever you are. Thanks for a great flight. It was great to meet you. So, guys, go check us out on Instagram. It's atasso.outfitters. Our link tree is right there in our bio. That's where it can get you to all of the locations. We've got our website. If you want to know more about who we are and what we do, that's all there, along with the merchandise shop where you can get a lot of cool things such as Hunter's hat, Reed's hat, and Reed's shirt.
Ow.
And all these videos are full length on YouTube. So with that, we hope you guys have a good night, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Melania, look at my bald eagle. He's standing at salute for you.
He's huge.
It's huge. 2024.